Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my channel. So here's my setup for today's demo. So here on my left hand side, this is my HackRF PortaPack. This is my HackRF One by itself, and this is the homebrew Wi-Fi jammer. We will see the effect of a signal that we're going to transmit from our Mayhem Portapack using HackRF at 2.4 gigahertz. Simultaneously, we're also going to see the effect of this Wi-Fi jammer as well. So if you were to look at closely, uh, right now in this HackRF PortaPack, this is going to transmit a signal. This is going to receive the signal, and we're going to visualize this on our GQRX flow graph. So right now, nothing is being transmitted. Uh, my HackRF is in passive mode, which means it's only receiving signal at 2.4 gigahertz. So I'm going to hit play, and you guys can see this. This is what the spectrum looks like at the moment at 2.4 gigahertz, which is being received by this HackRF antenna here. So what you're visualizing on your GQRX screen is actually the signal that is being received by my HackRF. Now let's quickly look at the effect of this jammer, what it do to your signal when I actually plug this in. You won't be able to hear my voice. You won't be able to hear it, or you might hear distortion in my noise. Just to check and see. I just want to plug it in, and I'm going to plug it out. Now my spectrum drastically changes. You guys can see it on your screen that it drastically changes. Let me unplug this. Now we're back to a normal spectrum at 2.4 gigahertz. Now this is the effect of this jammer that I have for 2.4 gigahertz. So I'm going to leave this on a side, and I'm going to bring this close, and then we're going to look at the effect of PortaPack. Now your PortaPack comes with two handy tools. First tool is actually known as a jammer tool, and this jammer tool allows you to jam any frequency you want. Let's see what type of a signal it will send. You saw the effect of this homebrew jammer a little bit ago, a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago. Now let's see the effect of this jammer. So I have chosen this frequency to be 2470, as you guys can see it on the spectrum. Why I have chosen this? Because I'm using a 20 megahertz HackRF to actually visualize this, and then I have a 20 megahertz of the spectrum. So it's 2470 megahertz all the way up to 2485 megahertz. So I can see a 20 megahertz spectrum. Then under this app, which is called a jammer app, you can select these frequencies by yourself. So I've chosen my start frequency to be 2470 and stop frequency at 2485. It will automatically select the center frequency for you. So you can also load ranges as well. So you have different type of ranges which are available to you. So for example, if you're looking for ACARs, then you have CB band, you have different frequencies. You can choose this. Once you select this frequency, let's say I select this one, this will automatically load this frequency. But no, I want to choose a custom frequency. So in order for you to do that, you can go ahead and change your start frequency. Let's clear this to 2470 megahertz. I'm going to go with stop frequency 24885 megahertz. Let me clear this, 2485 megahertz. And it automatically select your center frequency for you. So we're going to try to send different type of jamming signals that is there in this jammer application. First of them involves a simple noise signal. We're going to turn off the hopping. You can select this transmit for 30 seconds. You can select your jitter as well. So let's just keep this 0. Let's see the effect of that as well on our spectrum. I'm going to have my gain to be as high as possible. And I'm going to leave this A to be 0. Why? Because there's an internal amplifier. You don't know when it just gets blown up, which means that it stopped working. So I generally leave in my demos this A to be just 0. You can either select turn on or you can turn off. Just leave it turn off. Now, once you have these parameters set, now you will see the effect of that on the spectrum in GQRX. So let me just play this, hit the start. Put this side by side. As you guys can see this, Let me change the length of this antenna as well. You guys can see that you are seeing this dotted spectrum here. Increase this length as well. So you can see this dotted spectrum right here on your spectrum, on your GQRX. You can see this dotted spectrum. They're in a close vicinity, and because I haven't turned on the amplifier, or you can use an external amplifier your HackRF PortaPack comes with. Now you can choose different type. I'm going to stop this, so let the spectrum be normal again, and then you can choose different type of a signal. So for example, let's choose sine signal, or you can choose anything you want. Let's try a Gaussian noise. And look, you can see the effect of that Gaussian noise on the spectrum as well. You will see this, a lot of this dotted things. So you can see that the noise is everywhere on that particular spectrum space. Now I can turn this off. I can also turn on hopping as well. So let's turn this hopping on for like about a second or so. So it's gonna hop on. Let's see what happens if I send a Gaussian noise in a hopping mechanism. You guys can see this on the spectrum. There was this noise, then you have this noise, and then it's gonna hop on to different noise. You guys, I hope you guys can see this. This is happening as we are going. So it's just sending this hopping signal all the way across the spectrum. As you guys can see this on your screen. Now I can turn this off. There's also another application as well, which is there for us, that is known as a Hopper application, which I have made a video on it. I just want to make a comparison between this Jammer application and Hopper application. Under Hopper, you can go in, you can delete these frequencies, you can add yourself add frequencies by yourself. So I'm going to choose 2470. I'm going to add another 2475. I'm going to choose 2480 and 2485. I'm going to increase my gain to be maximum. And we're going to do the hopping. Now it's going to hop from 2470, 2475, 2480, 2485. Let's see. How does this hopping signal look like? So as you can see, instead of having that in a Jammer application, you are seeing that dotted line all across the spectrum. Here is just going from one place to another place. So it's just going to hop between these frequency spectrum that you have, frequencies that you have told it to hop. Now I can turn this off, and I can choose this to any other waveform. Let's say I want to select a square waveform. So this is how a square waveforms looks like. It's hopping from one place to another place. I'm going to increase the hopping time to, let's say, about a second or so, and I'm going to start this application again. And you guys can see it clearly on the spectrum. You guys are seeing the effect of that on the spectrum as well. So that's the idea behind this. So I was trying to make a comparison between these two applications, which is there under your Jammer and under your Hopper application, and how you can use this using a PortaPack. So if you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comment section. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.